The first sign came as a whisper in the dark, so quiet that most humans would have missed it. Far beyond Pluto, deep inside the cold silence of space, Earth's long-range scanners detected an impossible shadow. At first, it looked like a glitch. A strange ripple, like the stars were blinking for no reason. But the scientists at the orbital station did not laugh. They stared at the screen, breathing slowly, because the shadow was not random. It was moving. Within hours, the data became clear. It was not one ship. It was a fleet, hundreds of warships, each larger than any human city. They moved like a single creature, perfectly organized, perfectly confident. And they were heading straight toward Earth. When the news reached the world, panic spread like fire. Emergency sirens screamed across capitals. People ran to stores, pushing and fighting. Governments called sudden meetings. Soldiers were placed on alert, not because anyone believed they could win, but because they had no other choice. Even the oceans felt uneasy as naval fleets repositioned in silence. 3 days later, the sky changed. Above Earth's atmosphere, a massive alien flagship entered orbit. It looked like a black mountain floating in space, wide, sharp, and cruel. Around it, smaller ships formed a ring, as if the planet was already trapped inside a cage. The sunlight reflected off their metal armor like the eyes of predators. Then the message arrived. It played on every screen, phones, TVs, billboards, military monitors. The signal pushed through human systems as if Earth's technology was paper. The message was not translated with kindness. It forced itself into every language, loud and clear. Surrender your world. You have 1 hour. The voice was calm, cold, and proud. It sounded like someone reading a final sentence. People screamed. Some cried. Some prayed. Others refused to believe it was real until the giant ships were visible even to the naked eye like stars that did not belong there. Religious leaders spoke. Politicians tried to calm the public. But the truth was simple: Earth was facing an enemy that did not fear them. Inside the alien flagship, the commander watched Earth through a holographic display. His name was Kaler Vrax, Supreme War Admiral of the Galactic Empire. His face was sharp, his eyes pale, and his armor carried the marks of many conquered worlds. He did not hate humans. He did not respect them either. He smiled as he watched Earth's chaotic broadcasts. They are afraid, he said, amused. Good. Fear makes conquest easy. One of his officers leaned forward. Admiral, the planet has weapons. Nuclear weapons. Vrax laughed softly. Insects also have stingers. Step on them anyway. As the final minutes of the hour passed, Earth's leaders met in underground bunkers. They knew surrender meant slavery. But fighting meant destruction. Cameras showed crowds begging their nations for protection. Every second felt like the last second of humanity. Then, at the exact moment the alien deadline ended, Earth sent a single reply. Not a long speech. Not an apology. Not a threat. Just 3 words. Permission granted. The alien commander blinked in confusion. Permission, he repeated, smiling again. What does that mean? Asked the officer. Vrax waved his hand. It means nothing. They are broken. He raised his arm, ready to end the world. Begin the invasion, he ordered. The fleet powered up. Energy cannons glowed brighter than the sun. The first strike aimed at Earth's largest city. But on Earth, something strange happened. Humanity went silent. No radio chatter. No panic transmissions. No angry speeches. No begging. Only calm. And deep beneath the surface of the planet, a hidden system woke up like an ancient beast opening its eyes. The first alien blast came without warning. A beam of blue-white energy shot from the flagship and ripped through the upper atmosphere like a burning spear. For a moment, the entire sky glowed, and people across the world screamed as the clouds lit up like daytime. The beam aimed directly at one of Earth's largest cities, chosen not for strategy, but for humiliation. The Galactic Empire wanted the humans to feel small. On the alien bridge, Admiral Kaler Vrax watched calmly. He expected fire. He expected mass death. He expected Earth to collapse into panic and surrender within minutes. But something else happened. The beam struck the atmosphere, and stopped. It did not explode. It did not tear the planet open. Instead, it looked like the energy hit an invisible wall. The light spread out in a wide circle, like water hitting glass. The beam pushed harder, brighter, hotter, yet the planet did not break. Vrax's smile slowly vanished. "What is that?" he asked, leaning forward. His officer checked the readings, confused. "Some kind of planetary shield, Admiral." "But, that should be impossible. This species is pre-contact." Vrax's eyes narrowed. "No. They are lying. Humans cannot build shields strong enough for Imperial weapons." He stood up and pointed toward the planet. "Increase power. Burn through it." The flagship obeyed. The cannons screamed louder, sending a second beam, stronger, deadlier. The sky over Earth roared with light. People below fell to their knees, covering their heads, expecting the end. Yet again, the shield held. And then the strangest part came. The alien energy did not just stop. It bounced. The shield reflected a portion of the blast back into space, sending waves of heat and light across the alien fleet. Smaller ships shook. Several war cruisers lost their formation. Warning alarms exploded on the bridge. Admiral Vrax took one step back. "Humans," he whispered, no longer amused. Down on Earth, leaders in underground command centers watched the same scene in silence. Their faces were pale, but controlled. There was no cheering. No celebration. Only focus. They did not treat this like a miracle. They treated it like a plan. A young general spoke quietly. "Shield is stable." Another officer replied, "Silent net is fully active. No radio leaks. No enemy intercept." The room was filled with dim screens showing oceans, cities, mountains, and skies. Thousands of soldiers and engineers worked in hidden bases across the planet. Their communication was not by normal signals. It was by direct encrypted pulse lines buried deep under Earth, systems designed for one purpose only: war. In the darkest part of the Pacific Ocean, under miles of water, a sealed structure began to rise slowly. It looked like nothing at first, just a faint shadow breaking the surface. But as it rose higher, it revealed a massive metal platform, covered in strange symbols and hardened plates. It had been sleeping for decades, hidden where no satellite could see. Project Aegis had awakened. From the Arctic ice, another structure opened like a giant mechanical flower. In the deserts, old mountains moved, because they were never mountains. They were camouflaged bunkers. Earth had been building quietly. Not to conquer the galaxy, but to survive it. In space, Admiral Vrax could not accept what he was seeing. "Launch fighters," he ordered sharply. "Send the elite destroyers. Break their shield from inside the atmosphere." Hundreds of alien fighter ships dropped toward Earth like falling stars. But Earth still did not fire back. To the aliens, it looked like weakness again. Vrax's confidence returned, just a little. They can hide behind shields, but shields cannot save them forever. Then Earth sent another signal. It was not a surrender message. It was not a warning. It was a pulse, deep, powerful, and aimed not at the alien fleet, but into the darkness of the galaxy itself. A call. A summons. And when Admiral Vrax saw that signal, his expression changed. Because he recognized the ancient frequency. He whispered, "No." On Earth, the young general spoke the words that made every soldier in the room go still. "They heard us," he said. "Who?" someone asked. The general stared at the screen. And answered softly. "Our fleet." The alien fighters entered Earth's atmosphere like a storm of burning meteors. They screamed through the clouds, leaving long trails of fire behind them. People on the ground looked up from streets, rooftops, and shelters, watching the sky fill with fear. The Galactic Empire wanted Earth to see its power up close, to feel helpless. Admiral Kaler Vrax watched from orbit with cold satisfaction. "Now," he said. "Let their shield protect them from above. We will kill them from within." The fighters split into groups. Some aimed for military bases. Others rushed toward major cities. A few dove toward the oceans, searching for hidden weapons. Their cannons charged, ready to turn human streets into ash. But just as the fighters crossed a certain line in the sky, their instruments began to fail. One pilot shouted into alien comms, "Navigation is glitching." Another screamed, "My weapons are offline." Then the first fighter fell. It did not explode. It simply shut down. Its engines died, and it dropped like a rock. It crashed into the ocean with a loud boom. Seconds later, another fell. Then another. The sky became a graveyard of falling metal. On the flagship bridge, alarms screamed. Vrax stepped forward. "Report." His officer looked terrified. "Admiral, we are losing control of our units. Something is hijacking them." Vrax's eyes burned with rage. "That's impossible. Our systems are Imperial grade." Yet, on Earth, deep beneath the surface, humanity's true weapon had finally moved. It was not a missile. It was not a laser. It was silence, weaponized. The silent net activated a hidden layer called ghost code. Humans had spent years studying radio waves, quantum signals, and alien theory. Not because they believed aliens would come soon, but because they feared what would happen if they came unprepared. Now, every alien fighter was flying inside a trap. In space, a thin cloud of tiny objects spread like dust around Earth. To the naked eye, it looked like nothing. But it was the deadliest storm the Empire had ever faced. Nanodrones. Millions of them. They were smaller than insects, faster than bullets, and smarter than any single AI. They didn't attack with explosions. They attacked with control. They slipped through cracks in alien ships. They crawled into vents. They entered power cores like invisible ghosts. Then they began to rewrite. Each alien craft had been built for conquest. But the humans did not fight the craft. They fought the code inside it. One by one, alien fighters lost everything: navigation, weapons, shields, even life support. Some pilots tried manual control, but the machines no longer obeyed them. The Empire's proud technology became useless in seconds. And then humanity targeted the main fleet. Admiral Vrax watched in disbelief as warships in orbit started blinking off like dying stars. Huge cruisers lost their formation. Their weapon ports closed. Their engines froze. The perfect Imperial fleet became a silent field of floating metal. Vrax's voice shook. "How are they doing this?" His officer whispered, "Admiral, they are inside our systems." Vrax clenched his fists. "Destroy the drones. Activate pulse cannons. Burn everything." But it was too late. The drones were already everywhere. Then Earth finally spoke again. The message did not come from one nation. It came from the entire planet as one voice, calm, clear, and cold. "Your ships are now ours." Vrax turned toward the screen, furious. "No. Humans cannot." Before he could finish, a warning screamed louder than all the others. "Self-destruct sequence detected." One of the Empire's commanders, in panic, tried to destroy their own captured ships to deny the humans victory. The chain reaction could wipe out half of Earth's orbit. It could scorch the planet with debris and fire. Vrax's eyes widened. Stop it. Stop the self-destruct. But the command did not respond. Because the humans had already predicted this. On Earth, the young general stared at the timer on the screen, not afraid. Phase 2, he said. And with one single human command, the entire alien fleet went completely dead, every self-destruct system shut down like a candle blown out. It was not a war. It was a deletion. A 1-minute war. Admiral Vrax stood frozen, finally understanding the truth. Earth was not weak. Earth had been waiting. Space had never been so quiet. All around Earth, the proud warships of the Galactic Empire floated like dead whales in a dark ocean. Their engines were silent. Their cannons were shut. Their shields, once glowing with power, were now cold and useless. Thousands of alien soldiers stared at their control panels in fear, pressing buttons that did nothing. For the first time in their history, the Empire's fleet had become a prison. Admiral Kaler Vrax stood on his bridge, breathing slowly, trying to hide his panic. His officers looked at him like children waiting for a miracle. But the miracle was not coming. Earth had taken control. Then a new warning appeared on the main display. Unidentified object approaching. Vrax turned sharply. What now? A single vessel rose from Earth's orbit. It was not large like the Empire's ships. It was smaller, thinner, and strangely simple. Its design was clean and smooth, like a blade made of dark steel. No glowing decorations. No loud power signature. Yet every alien scanner screamed danger. The ship moved without fear, gliding toward the Empire flagship as if the galaxy belonged to it. Vrax's throat tightened. Weapons online, he shouted. His officer replied helplessly, weapons are not responding, Admiral. We have no control. The human ship stopped just outside docking distance. No threats. No explosions. No dramatic message. Then the flagship received a request. Boarding permission required. Vrax laughed bitterly. Even now, humans asked permission, like they were following rules in a war that the Empire started. Before he could respond, the airlock systems opened by force. Not with violence, but with pure hacking. The doors unlocked as if the flagship itself had decided to cooperate. A squad entered. Only 12 humans. No heavy armor. No giant guns. Just dark suits, smooth helmets, and calm steps. They walked like people entering their own building. Their boots made soft sounds on the metallic floor, and every alien soldier backed away like they were facing monsters. Vrax watched them approach. His pride demanded he stand tall, but his instincts screamed to run. A human leader removed his helmet. He was not old. Not young. Just steady. His eyes were sharp, not hateful. His face carried no joy. Admiral Kaler Vrax, the human said in simple words. You invaded Earth. Vrax lifted his chin. You should be proud. Many worlds die before seeing the Empire. Your species fought well, for primitives. The human did not react. We fought like humans. Then the human tapped a device on his wrist. Instantly, the flagship displays changed. Every screen on the bridge showed data, maps of conquered planets, destroyed moons, burned cities. Footage of alien armies killing civilians. Crying children on alien worlds. Entire species wiped out. Vrax stared, shocked. The human spoke calmly. We studied you. We know who you are. Vrax's officer whispered, they have our archives. Vrax felt something he had never felt before. Being exposed. The human continued, "You came here thinking Earth was weak. You thought we would panic. You thought we would beg." Vrax forced a smile. "And now? You will kill us? You will become the same monsters." The human stepped closer, his voice still calm. "No. We don't need revenge. We need a message." Vrax narrowed his eyes. "To who?" The human looked toward the stars beyond the bridge window. "To your empire. To the entire galaxy." Outside, the human ship moved again. Small devices began attaching to the frozen alien warships, beacons, transmitters, signal boosters. Vrax realized what was happening. Earth was turning the captured fleet into a broadcast tower. The humans were not hiding anymore. They were announcing themselves. Then the Empire flagship received another signal, this one not from Earth. It came from deep space. The Imperial High Council. Vrax's eyes widened as the screen displayed the Council seal. Their message was simple. "Send status. Report now." Vrax hesitated. His chest felt tight. For the first time in his life, he did not know what to say. The Empire expected victory. But he had only one truth to deliver. Defeat. Before he could respond, the human leader spoke again, like he already knew what was coming. "They will send more," the human said. Vrax swallowed. "Yes," he admitted. "And they will not forgive this." The human's eyes stayed steady. "Good." Then he added the words that made every alien on the bridge go still. "Tell your council. Earth is awake." Outside the flagship window, the stars changed. Because far away, beyond the moon, another shadow appeared. Much larger than the first fleet. A second invasion wave was entering the solar system. And this time, the Empire was coming angry. The second fleet arrived like a nightmare that swallowed the stars. From the dark edge of the solar system, hundreds, no, thousands, of Imperial warships emerged from warp space in perfect formation. They were larger than the first invasion force, heavier, brighter, and far more aggressive. Their engines burned like artificial suns. Their weapons were already charged, as if the Empire had decided Earth did not deserve a warning this time. On the frozen flagship, Admiral Kaler Vrax watched the new armada enter with a hollow face. He felt relief and terror at the same time. Relief because his empire had not abandoned him. Terror because he knew the truth, this was no longer a simple conquest. This was the beginning of something bigger. The human leader stood beside him, calm as stone, eyes fixed on the incoming enemy. Vrax forced a laugh. "They will erase your world now," he said. "You insulted the Empire. You embarrassed us. They will destroy Earth to make an example." The human did not blink. "Let them try." On Earth, every hidden base went into full motion. But there was no panic this time. No screaming crowds. No collapse. Humanity moved like a single machine. Cities went dark by design, not fear. The oceans became silent. Satellites shifted into new positions. Deep underground bunkers opened, and thousands of systems connected through the silent net. The planet did not look like it was preparing to survive. It looked like it was preparing to judge. In orbit, the captured First Fleet remained frozen in place, still intact, still controlled. The Empire's new fleet slowed as they approached, seeing their own ships drifting like corpses. The sight confused them. Imperial fleets did not lose. They did not float helplessly. They did not go silent. A transmission came from the High Council flagship, deep, furious, and filled with hatred. "Admiral Vrax. Report immediately." Vrax looked at the human leader. The human nodded once. Vrax swallowed and activated the channel. His voice felt weak even to himself. "My lords, the humans." The High Council cut him off. Silence. You have failed. Vraxa's eyes widened. My lords, Earth is not. The council speaker's voice became cruel. A primitive world. We know. That is why we will erase it. We will erase the planet, and we will erase you with it. Vrax froze. Even in defeat, the Empire chose pride over reason. Then the human leader stepped forward and spoke directly into the Imperial channel. His voice was calm and simple. This is Earth. The High Council went quiet for half a second, as if shocked that a human dared to speak. Then the council leader laughed. You are brave. But bravery is useless. Your world will burn. The human leader replied, You came to take our home. You brought fear to our sky. You killed without knowing us. He paused. And now you will learn. The Empire's new armada began to power up. Giant cannons rotated into position, aimed toward Earth's atmosphere. A planet-killer weapon unfolded like a metal flower, its core glowing with a color that did not belong to nature. The council leader shouted, Fire! At that exact moment, humanity did not attack. Humanity demonstrated. The humans moved one captured Imperial battleship forward, just one, empty and controlled. It drifted toward the Second Fleet like a warning sign in space. The High Council scoffed. Pathetic. Then Earth made a single action. A pulse. No explosion. No flames. Just a clean, sharp beam of light that crossed space faster than thought. The empty Imperial battleship vanished. Not destroyed. Deleted. Gone so completely that even dust did not remain. For the first time, the High Council did not laugh. The council leader whispered, What weapon is that? The human leader answered with cold honesty. The weapon you forced us to build. Silence filled the channel. Then the human leader spoke again, louder, and this message was not only for the Empire, it was for every listening world. Earth is not for conquest. He looked at the stars like they were a courtroom. You want war? You will get nothing but loss. The Imperial Armada began to pull back. Slowly at first. Then faster. The proud Empire, undefeated for centuries, was retreating from one planet. From one species. Admiral Vrax stared, broken. And as the alien fleet fled, the human leader gave the final warning. Tell the galaxy. Humanity does not surrender. Above Earth, the enemy turned into distant lights. And the planet below remained untouched, still alive, still strong. Not because aliens showed mercy. But because humanity finally drew a line the universe could not cross.